My name is Margaret. In the fall of 1773, I left my home in Princeton, New Jersey for a new place. I had gone to college for theology and had taken a job tutoring the children of William Carter II and his wife at their manor in Virginia known as Nomini Hall. This huge brick mansion anchored their 14,000-acre plantation. A plantation was a new development in the South instead of a town. These large farms sprang up along the rivers and snaked through the region so that farmers were able to transport their goods. Surrounding their manor were more than 30 other small houses, which were living quarters for the servants and slaves. Over the years I spent there, I kept a journal of my experiences and interactions between people. I can recall the large influx of immigrants in the town throughout the time I was there. Immigrants are people who had traveled to North America from a different country in hopes for a new start. During the 1700s, the surge of immigrants helped diversify the northern and southern colonies. Many Germans settled in Virginia as well as Maryland and as far south as South Carolina. Many immigrants raised grain, livestock, and tobacco. Scots and Irish Scots also settled in the South, residing mainly in North Carolina. The plantation also had a large number of indentured servants. The indentured servants were mostly white men who had traded a life in prison or poverty in Europe for limited servitude in America. Indentured servants pretty much had no rights while bonded, and many did not make it through the allotted time because of harsh conditions and punishment. While I lived on the grounds, I saw 2 men die because of the long hours spent in the heat. It was a tragic situation to me, but to others it was the norm. News of hard times for immigrants traveled back home to Europe, and many people started staying home. Faced with a depleting labor force and a growing agricultural society, the Southern colonists turned to another group to meet their needs: slaves. At first, the colonists tried to force the Native Americans to work, but they found that to be difficult. Native Americans could quickly escape because they were used to the land and knew it well. Finding an alternative, colonists sought out slaves because even though in the long run they were more expensive, they would have them for life. Africans soon became a part of the triangular trade. This was a process by which merchants carried rum and other goods from New England to Africa. There they exchanged their goods for slaves, who they would then transport to the West Indies and sold for sugar and molasses. These goods would then be shipped to New England to make rum. The Africans who came off the ships into North America came from a variety of cultures and all spoke different languages. Once they were all forced into labor, they bonded together for support. Even throughout their slavery, Africans developed a way of life based around their cultural heritage. Heritage is something that is passed down from preceding generations or a tradition. Slaves would weave baskets and make pottery just as they had in their homeland. Music traditions were kept alive as well as stories of their ancestors.